Oh, so you think you clever, huh, Phonte? You want to drop an album with no news and then expect us to take it as good news, huh? Well, listen up, motherfucker. We did. God damn it, we did. What's going on, everybody? It's the Granddad, Woolly, and you are here again for another edition of Woolly Reviews Hip Hop Data. We got an album review today. We're gonna talk about the brand new album that just fucking dropped from one of my favorite MCs of all time, who has finally dropped his official follow-up to his first solo debut rap album, which I loved. That shit came out, what, like 2, 3, 4, 5, 20 years ago? Oh, it was a long ass time ago. But finally, we got the follow-up, and it's here. He dropped it with no news. He think he's slick as fuck, but he is, but he ain't. But he is. This nigga's back. He dropped the new shit. We gonna talk about it. Talking about the new album from Phonte entitled No News is Good News. Now, for those who don't know, Phonte is a very dope rapper and singer out of North Carolina. He's most notably known as the third of the group Little Brother, who is now defunct. It consisted of himself, rapper Big Pooh, and Ninth Wonder. They did their damn thing a few years ago, but now they all went off and did their own separate things, and they're all doing well for themselves. Phonte himself is not only doing the rapping thing, but also the singing thing with the group The Foreign Exchange, which is doing very well as well. So he's doing good for himself, and I mean, I like singing Tay a lot, but rapping Tay is the one that really gets me. I love that motherfucker when he raps. And he is back with a new rap album, the follow-up to Charity Starts at Home, his first debut solo rap album, which was really dope. So now let's see if Phonte No News is Good News is a good album, or if it's some bad news in a bad album and it's a bad time all around and you shouldn't have told a shit Tay because it was fucking whack. Let's talk about the shit. Now, when I first popped in this album and tuned into the production, I realized that Phonte went with a sound that really complements him very well. A very soulful, melodic, boom bap, sample-based production that really can complement not only his rapping, but his singing, and it's all over this album. The beats are very layered, very well detailed, a lot of great just instrumentation all around, and it just sounds really good. It's that grown man sounding, feel good hip-hop music, but it also sounds very realistic and down to earth, and it's just like some blue-collar shit. It's like some blue-collar MC style music and beats that Phonte is doing his thing over. And when it comes to the actual producers on the album, Phonte's got some really dope producers on here. He's got cats like Marco Polo, Tall Black Guy, Knots, Ab Joe. Those are the only ones I can really find. I'm pretty sure there's some other producers, so if you produced on this album and I missed you, I'm sorry, but just know your shit was dope, because all the beats on here are fucking dope as hell. I love them. They have a lot of character to them. They have a lot of meaning to them. Like, you just get you moving, they'll get your face crunching and your head nodding. It just has everything that you could want from a Phonte produced album, and Phonte complements these beats very well, whether it's him singing or rapping or doing both. And when it comes to Phonte, he is singing and rapping and doing both, but mostly rapping, because this is his rap album, but he's doing it so damn well. Phonte is one of the most slept on and one of the dopest lyricists and MCs in the game. Like, ever since I first heard him in Little Brother, I was like, this motherfucker is amazing, and it's such a crime that he does not get the shine he deserves on the MC lyrical side. I mean, you know, that's what it is. That's the nature of the game. But on this album, Phonte is giving us some grown man bars, some real rap. He don't fuck around. He don't waste no time with no bullshit. He ain't gonna talk about shit unless it's something that he feel he needs to talk about. He gives us that real shit we can relate to. Just food for thought that you can take with you and just reflect on, which is what I like about Phonte a lot, because he makes music for himself and for the people who can relate to what he goes through personally, whether it's with marriage or relationships, with kids, with just life in general, with your health, with just, you know, how he feels about the rap game or how he feels about his placement in hip-hop or in music in general. He just talks about it from his perspective, but he's such a relatable and down-to-earth type of dude that you can just connect with him on so many things. And on this album, it's just that. It's just him giving his life perspective of what he's been going through for the past few years, and that's what I like to hear from an artist of his age and of his caliber and his status, because there's only so much you can do, you know, as you get older in this game, and Phonte is maturing very well as a lyricist and an MC with not only his content, but just the general way that he carries and conducts himself when it comes to making music and making an album, which I can appreciate and which really makes me look forward to whenever he does drop something. And on this album, he touches a lot of dope topics, from relationships to fatherhood to, you know, health and well-being, how we eat and how we take care of ourselves, music in general, of course, because how he feels about the music game, just anything and everything in between. And it's just so dope how Phonte just is able to continue to make this type of music and just have, you know, it just sounds not only so good and so well crafted, but so relatable at the same time. And I think that's one of the things that makes Phonte such an elite MC and artist, is because he can give you so many variations and so many just observations of life that you might not have thought about until you get it from his perspective, because he gives it in a very wise, a very clear, and a very detailed way. And that's what makes this motherfucker so goddamn dope. And when it comes to the features on this album, Phonte doesn't have that many because there's only 10 songs on this album, which is really good, and it's only about a half hour long, a little bit over that. But he's got a few features. He's got Carmen Rogers, Lute, Tamisha Wadden, Eric Roberson, and then Freddie Gibbs, who's actually the only other rapping feature on here, which is really dope. But for the most part, Phonte runs the show and he does it very well. I love the fact that he's got these other singers coming in and kind of complimenting the song with the hook or just some vocals in the background. And on the song with Freddie Gibbs, actually Phonte is actually doing the singing and Freddie Gibbs is the only one that's actually rapping on the song, so it's a little change of pace, so it comes off very well as well. Even though I wish we would have got some bars for Phonte and Freddie Gibbs, because I thought it would have been dope. But what we got was also cool. It's also good to see Eric Roberson on here. Him and Phonte work very well together, so it's good to see him back on the album doing some good shit. And I mean, it's just overall a really good set of features who come through and compliment Phonte very well with what he does. They don't overshadow, they don't undershadow, they just come and do what they're supposed to do, and it works out well. So good on the features, good picking, good position. Phonte did his thing. Now, you know I gotta give him a top 5 track, y'all, and this is hard as all hell, y'all, because honestly, y'all, all these songs are dope. This is a very, very good album. It's 10 songs, packed very, very well. You can't not like any of these songs because they're all so damn good. But shit, okay, so Help Me God, easy, because that shit is just fucking a banger. So that one, Expensive Jeans, Cry No More, Such Is Life, and Sweet You. Those are my top 5, y'all. And I mean, like, the other ones, I feel bad even leaving them out, because, like, Take a Little to the Rescue, the opener, oh my God, that's so dope too. Like, and I mean, come on, and Euphorium, that flow that he's doing over that jazzy beat, oh my, okay, top 5. So let's go to the top. So Help Me God. This is the banger of the album. This is where Phonte says he will murder you niggas. He will murder you rap niggas. Even me, Phonte, I mean, I'll help you murder some rap niggas. I got bars too, man. But you was killing it. But he's just coming through and he's just giving bar after bar, line after line. This motherfucker, hold on, I gotta pull some lines up because this motherfucker Phonte was going all off. Like shit, he says, they say they want bars, but it's unfounded. Because when they get bars, niggas be dumbfounded. That's true. Niggas are like, what the fuck he talking about? Like, but you say you want bars, nigga. You don't know nothing about no damn bars. He's even got another line here, which is crazy. He says, any wall of sound, take a little vandalized. Dog, I'm no tap dancing, tiptoeing an audio lap dancing, sound like rap cancer metastasized. This motherfucker used metastasized in a fucking verse. Shit, nigga, like, I'm going home. I can't rap no more. What? And there's this line after fucking line, like it's bars all goddamn day doing this song. And like, this is just a banger. Marco Polo on the beat. It's just one of them face crunching, head nodding, neck brace kneading joints. And it's just like Phonte showing, yo, he can still murder you rap niggas if he wants to. Don't let that singing shit fool you. When it comes down to it, if he gotta get busy, he gonna get busy twice in a row on your ass because he ain't fucking around with these bars. Love the song, dope track. Fucking, it's easily one of the best songs on the album. So help me God, this shit is fire. And Phonte, you killed it. The next song, Expensive Jeans, is a very dope song, and it's not very long, but it's very, very meaningful and impactful if you listen to it. It's pretty much talking about black people and how we have expensive genes, not the ones on our pants, like our genetics, and pretty much is saying that, like, black people, we usually aren't usually the healthiest people in the world. We usually don't eat right. We eat a lot of bullshit. We're always eating, like, meat and pork and fried shit, and like, I mean, it tastes delicious, but it's not good for your health. We don't exercise as much as we do. We end up with mad diseases like high blood pressure, diabetes, like sleep apnea because we're snoring at young ages and then we can fucking choke and die. There's so many bad things that happens with our health in the black community that doesn't get talked about. We die at a young age, and it's, I mean, look at the Rick Ross situation that just happened, and that's what Phonte's talking about. He's like, yo, like, you know, he's realizing that it's expensive to be a black person. You got expensive genes because you want to eat and have all these things, but it comes with a price. And at the time, you're not really thinking or paying attention to it, but it does catch up with you as you get older in life. And that's what Phonte is realizing, because he's like, yo, I was eating all this crazy bullshit, you know, me and my family and my peoples, and now as we're getting older, we're realizing that we can't do shit like that anymore, or we're going to end up fucking in a box because of what we eat. So it's a dope song. I love the meaning of it. It's very relatable, and it really makes you reflect on like your habits of what you do health-wise. And I mean, you can end up in the doctor and they can tell you about to die in 2 weeks because you was eating and just living life fucked up. But like, it tastes delicious though. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, food is good. I mean, some of the, but you're right, you gotta eat better. We gotta do better. We gotta do better. But it's a dope song, and Phonte once again giving us some wise fucking bars and wise subject matter that we know and love him for. The next song, Cry No More, spills into From Expensive Jeans, and this one is pretty much talking about how, you know, based off that situation or just a similar situation, Phonte, or the character that Phonte is talking about, their father dies and he's pretty much left alone to grow up and be a man on his own, and he's just wondering like how to go through and navigate life because you can't cry no more. Like, it isn't time to cry. You can cry over, you know, someone dying or your loved one dying, but life goes on and you got to kind of figure it out as it goes. And that's pretty much what Phonte is saying. He's like, you know, he's figuring out that the things that he learned or picked up from his father, you know, he realizes that it carries over and it's life lessons that he learns and applies to himself, but also he ends up having his own child and realizes that the mistakes that his father made, he shouldn't make the same ones, or he is making the same ones, and he's realizing that what his father told him or taught him, you know, really does resonate as you get older, and he's trying to spill that over into his family or his son, which is something really commendable, especially for me because, you know, my dad died at a young age. I have my own son. There's things that I wish I would have learned from him before he passed away that I had to learn on my own and that I'm trying to apply and teach to my son. So it's just a song that really clicked with me and resonated with me because I can really, you know, I can really just feel that and understand where Tay's coming from with that. So it's a dope song. Beat on it is dope. The vibe of it is crazy, and I love how it just carries over through From Expensive Jeans. And it's just a dope song, and Phonte giving us some more real shit. The next song, Such Is Life, is a very dope song. First of all, the beat on here is so goddamn smooth and nice. I think it's done by Tall Black Guy, if I'm not mistaken, but this beat on here is perfect for Phonte, and at first I thought he was going to sing on this shit because it's very smooth and melodic, but he's actually rapping, which really sounds good, and he's pretty much just doing, like, I guess a life reflection thing. He's saying such is life. He's pretty much talking about how, like, you know, everybody wonders why it takes him so long to do music, or how, you know, they think, oh, Phonte is so damn dope, but when he listens to his shit, he thinks of all the mistakes and the things he could have did better, which I can relate to when I make music and shit, as well as it's just him reflecting on a lot of other dope things in life, and he's just pretty much just saying, like, yo, no matter what happens or what this situation is or that situation is, such is life. That's just what it is. Like, you can't control what happens in life. You just got to navigate it the best way possible and look at it from the best perspective possible. So it's a very optimistic song in the wake of other songs that really wasn't that optimistic before it, but it's a really dope song. I love the beat on here, and I love Phonte continuing to give it just more real life, real rap shit, which is what we need more of in this goddamn game. And the last song is Sweet You, and this one I for sure know was produced by Tall Black Guy. The other one I'm not sure about, but this one definitely I know he produced this shit, and the beat on here is so goddamn good, so smooth. I love the sample in there. It just feels really good, and it's Phonte pretty much just talking about his wife, how much he loves her, you know, the whole process that they went through from, you know, being like, you know, just meeting each other to ended up being married, and just the journey that they went through, and how, you know, through thick and thin, she's always gonna be there for him, and vice versa. You know, no matter like what he does, he knows that she's got him and he's got her, and it's just a really it's like that love song. He says it's the easiest song that he's wrote on this album because he just has to talk about the one he loves, and you know, it's easy, it's flawless when you have those feelings for someone and they really got your back, and vice versa. It's a dope song. I love the song, I love the beat, and it's just a great sentiment to his wife. Phonte always got to do that on the album some way, shape, or form, but I like the way that he did it on here. It doesn't sound corny, it doesn't sound played out, it sounds really genuine, and it just comes off so damn good, and I love the beat. The beat on here is so goddamn good. Tall Black Guy, killing it, and the whole song as well as this goddamn album is just goddamn beautiful and fire. And that's my top 5 tracks, y'all, but honestly I enjoyed this entire album from front to back. It is a great listen. It's a great, nice, well compacted album, not too long, not too short. Phonte gives you the goods. He doesn't waste any time with bullshit, like I said, and it's just so much relatable and real content in this album that there's something here that you are going to pick up on. If not now, later in life you will, so keep this album. This is an album that I think will just mature very well. Phonte is just a dope MC, dope singer, and he just gives us everything that we need in this album, whether we know it or we don't. It's good. So my final verdict, I'm not saying that Phonte No News is Good News is an amazing album with great subject matter, great production, and overall it's just a dope album from front to back. All I'm saying is that Phonte is coming through with bars and bars and bars, as well as great subject matter and relatable content. The beats on here, done by cats like Marco Polo, Knots, Tall Black Guy, phenomenal. Everything on here comes through well. It plays seamlessly. It's not too long, not too short. I wish it was a little longer because it was so good, but Phonte didn't waste no time. He gave you that good shit, and then he got the fuck out of here. He clocked in, clocked out, and goddamn it, I can listen to this album over and over again because I'm always getting more and more out of it, more relatable content, more just things that resonate with me more, and it's just something that if you're getting older and more mature, you will understand and vibe with this album very well. So all I gotta say is that for me, Phonte, No News is Good News, is 100% Granddad approved. Go get this album. Listen to this shit a million times. That's a lot of times. Okay, maybe like at least 20. At least 20 out the gate before the month's out. Because it is a dope album. It's fire. Phonte is and always will be one of my favorite MCs, and it's easy to see why with albums like this, and I just can't wait to see what he does next, whether it's on the singing side or on the rapping side, even though I prefer the rapping side. I'm just saying, I really do. But whatever he does, he's great at it, and I just wish him more and more success and just to keep creating great content like this because it is so goddamn amazing. But I got nothing more to say. Phonte, no news is good news. It's Granddad approved, so go listen to it right fucking now. Flip it. Alright, y'all, that's going to do it for today's video. Make sure you give me a thumbs up and drop a comment. Tell me what you think of Phonte. No news is good news if you've heard it. If you have not heard it, you fucking up. Get some good news in your life and get this album because it's dope. From the beats to the bars to everything in between. You need this album in your life whether you know it or not. And good job, Phonte. I love the album, dude. I'm going to be bumping it throughout the year and beyond until you drop the next motherfucker, because it's fire. Previous videos on the side as well as my latest single. Check it out, show us some love. And as always, Twitter, Facebook, SoundCloud, Instagram, links in the description below. And subscribe. Button on the screen, button below. Woolly Reviews twice a week, as well as the new segment for the month that I'm doing, Granddad's Top 30 Granddad Woolly songs of all time. Make sure you stay caught up on those because those are dropping every single day, as well as Gaming with the Granddad. Let's talk about the shit. Hit up the Patreon. Hit that notification bell so you can know when I drop shit all day, every day, and I got nothing more else to say. So until next time, I'm gonna take my leave. Granddaughter, Phonte, no news is good news. This shit needs to be on the front page of every paper and every article because it's that good of the news, because it's so goddamn dope. Love this album, man. Like, I'm gonna play it again right fucking now. Fuck it, I don't give a fuck. I'm out of here.